Dungeons and Dragons will begin in a moment. Bizard, you've been walking through the streets of Kingstown now for 4 or 5 hours. Mm-hmm. You've stopped by all the old hangouts. You've gotten some good street meat on a stick.
Yeah.
You swung by just to kind of scope out the chest of drawers before you and Cav hit it up in earnest before you go.
Right.
And you are aimlessly wandering through the streets at this point, and just out of muscle memory, you find yourself on your childhood street, and you look up, and you're right in front of your mother and father's house.
I look around, look down at my feet. I'm like, damn you. Look back up, and I'm like, okay. I go up, and I look through the window.
And the place is quite unkempt. Blankets are folded and tucked over the backs of chairs. There's newspapers kind of scattered all over the tables. There's bits of food left on plate in the middle of one of the coffee tables. And as you're looking through, you hear a hearty cough coming from inside and upstairs, like a big, just guttural.
Just got a glimpse into my future, guys. I'm scared.
I'm going to stop for a moment and just fucking rub my brow like I am actually in real life thinking about this. I say, fuck it. I pull out my old key, put it in the door, unlock it, open the door, and walk through. Set my stuff down where I had so many times for so many years, instinctually. And walking quietly again, like walking on eggshells. Stop myself for a moment and say, nope, we don't do that anymore. And I start walking normally. All the creaks of the floorboards that I remember from so long ago still acting up, still making even a lot more noise. Some of them kind of plunge through as I'm taking a step, and I'm like, that's very dangerous. He looks around just like thinking to himself, I don't want my mom living like this. And she's the first person I call out for. Like, I'm going to call out for her before anything into the house and say, Mom, are you home?
There's a very brief pause. You hear from upstairs, says, "Who's there?"
I begin making my way upstairs and make my way to their room and open the door.
Dungeons and Dragons is a D&D actual play podcast, and I'm your Dungeon Master, Russ Moore, he, him. Also joining me today is Amy Moore as Alydin, she, her.
No, I think that eye's working really hard.
Carla Maxted as Bonwyn Everbane, she, her.
So, are you a detective?
And Kyle Classett as Bizard the Wizard, he, him.
I hope you can call on those favors as you need and do what you need to take care of the rest of your life.
Dungeons and Dragons is a Patreon-supported podcast, and you can join us today at patreon.com/dumbdragoncast. There's a 7-day free trial and a whole bunch of episodes for you to listen to. We hope to see you over there. And now, fuck it, let's play! Bonwyn and Alydin, you've secured the kids in the school. Everybody's there. Tally has a weapon. You could call it a rusty butter knife at best. You make your way over the bridge, and you're heading towards the city guard's office.
Are they actually going to do anything?
Well,
do they actually care?
We have to try. And honestly, they were pretty good on the night of the monsters.
Yeah, but they were protecting everyone. No one cares about us.
Well, that's not true. I care about you. Bizard,
other people.
Kevlar, and that's lots of people. Thane, Benj, Oak, everybody, you got a lot of people rooting for you now. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I feel like we have to at least try and get help. And maybe if they know, then can stop other kids from getting taken. Because, of course, you guys aren't the only kids in town.
No, some kids actually live in here and have beds.
Yeah, and parents and stuff live with them.
Wild.
You arrive at the city guard's office and you open the door, and there are a few guards in there. One unnamed citizen is there. They're finishing up, and Dace, who's at the back, is just kind of entering the main pit area. He sees you and says, "Oh, hey, Bonwyn, how you doing?"
Hey,
Alydin?
I'm okay. Do you have a second?
Yeah, just a sec. And he sets a few things down on a desk and picks up a coffee and comes out to the other side and says, "What can I do for you?"
So there's a kid missing.
Which kid?
Cedric?
He pulls out a notebook. Cedric. It's one, he looks to Alydin. It's one of your group.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, no, he comes from a rich family.
I'm going to help you, Alydin.
Okay, yeah, no, he's one of ours.
and this all sounds a little woo-woo,
Okay.
but he was singing a really creepy song. All the kids learned it from some random person down by the docks.
Right, yeah, the bards have been coming back through, so that's...
Yeah.
Checks out.
So about a creepy banjo man, and then he drew a picture. Alan maybe show him the picture.
Oh, yeah.
And then we
here.
found this thing kind of like burnt into the
shit.
floor of the room where he left, and also these leaves. So, are you a detective?
What are,
Is there detectives in this branch of the city guard?
Yeah,
Magical
absolutely.
detectives, I think is what we're looking for.
I'm working towards my detective badge as we speak, actually. So, this is perfect. He looks around and says, "There's no detectives here. I mean, we could go down to the military and get somebody higher up, but they're not going to help you. Let's
They're not
going to
help me specifically. Remember when I threatened all of them with the monsters and what have you?
Really
yeah,
great.
that was badass.
That was meant to. I know we haven't had a few moments since then. It's been a lot of, but that was really cool.
No regrets. Just maybe I'm not like, hey,
No.
friends, can you help me solve this weird mystery?
Yeah. Fair.
But you'll help us?
Okay. Of course I'm going to help. He looks around. Let's go check it out. If we need more people, we'll come grab them. Let's get everything we need. Can you give me a description of Cedric?
Okay, yeah. He is about this tall, and he has he's really pasty. Guys,
A lot of you are kind of pasty, but okay.
not all of us. One of his eyes points in this way,
Uh-huh.
and then the other one points forward,
Okay.
and he doesn't have any eyebrows.
He doesn't have any eyebrows.
No.
Okay, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No eyebrows, lazy eye, pasty.
No, I think that eye's working really hard.
Okay. Sorry, my mistake. Hardworking eye.
Fucking eye. So offended right now. I'm like, how dare you? I'm sure that eye has worked twice as hard.
That eye takes night classes, okay?
That eye
make a
is
living.
going to be a detective soon. Jeez.
We say this all in good, honest fun if you have a lazy eye.
Oh, yeah. Like I said in the last downtime, I don't care which way your eyes point.
At all.
But Cedric is a dick, and that has nothing to do with his eyes.
So Cedric's not well liked among the group.
Oh, he's not hated. He was in charge of a whole group of kids and then just disappeared in a room filled with them in the middle of the night.
And he was the only one who disappeared. Everybody else is, as far as you know, accounted.
Yeah, we counted them.
Yep, they're all
More than
together
one time.
in the old school.
Oh my God, should they even be in the school?
You know, I thought about moving them somewhere else, but we don't know. I mean, does the banjo man move around? We really have no way of knowing if it's,
Well, did we create a fish in a barrel type of situation? Did we just put all his, what does he do with them? Eat them?
I don't know a lot about the Banjo Man.
Well, there's a whole song. Alydin can explain it to you. Maybe so there's supposed to be this guy down, and he was the one singing the song, and then all the kids were singing it, and it was really pretty creepy.
And I told him to stop.
So we thought we would go speak to that man.
That sounds like a great next step. So let's do that. Can I have that picture? Can I take that?
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
Don't lose it.
I won't lose it. Putting it very safe in my book here. Keep everything together so that we have, and then you said the leaves?
Yeah, have you ever seen leaves like this? They don't look like anything from around here.
Holds the bag up and says, no, it's
They were
nothing, especially
inside
around
the
school.
room
Yeah.
in front of the window, but I've never seen anything like this.
And there are no trees around the school.
And there's no trees
No.
around the school.
No, yellow. Okay, Banjo Man leaves. And then this symbol. You said
that
this
was on the
On the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's go see if we can find your bard. I assume that's what he is, if he's singing songs down by the dock, and see what he knows about the Banjo Man. Maybe he's got a lead we can go off of to try and figure out where Cedric's gone.
Yeah, maybe he'll just admit the whole thing.
Maybe he's the Banjo Man.
That would be
Maybe he teaches songs to children, and then that calls the Banjo Man, and he's working for the Banjo Man.
That is also a possibility. Perhaps we go talk to this gentleman, see what he knows, and judge whether it's just a song he's picked up or if he's working for
Thank you,
the
Dace.
Banjo Man.
That is a more reasonable way to approach this. I'm getting kind of caught up in the spookiness of all of it, and
yeah, well, it sounds like it. Yeah, let's go head down to the docks and see what we can find. Footsteps down the hallway of your parents' house, and the door creaks open. Another who's there? Bizard?
Hello, Terry.
What are you doing here? You left.
I did. And I came back on business and saw Mom. And she let me know that you've not been doing well.
No, he looks around and you have a chance to survey the room, and it looks like he doesn't leave for very many reasons. There's an aroma, I guess you could say, an odor, probably more descriptive, coming from the room. He's got blankets loosely tossed over him. He has a chair beside his bed. It looks like there's some crutches down at the end of the bed. No, I don't get out very often. I'm not doing so great. Your mom's been taking care of a lot of things around here. God bless her heart. Sure don't have any kids to come around.
No. Well, I'm glad to see at least you two have a roof over your head. I'd expect Mom to have reached out if things had gotten truly dire, but somehow you managed to keep it together.
Yeah, I've done enough favors for people that they turn an eye every now and again when we're short on bills. It's all in the day's work.
Are you still working? The shop looks very unkempt and not ready for customers.
No, I haven't been down there in quite some time. No, I've been down there just to look, make sure that nobody's walked away with anything. You haven't walked away with anything, have you?
Not in a long time.
Not like the last time.
I wasn't fooling you, was I?
At first, yeah. You fooled me a little bit. It was the drink that really just kept it from me.
Of course. Dulls your senses, and...
You've done well for yourself, though. You've, on my back, made it through school, and...
Oof. You would not have parted with that coin to send me to that school.
No, I wouldn't have.
So
there's better things to do than waving your magic wands around.
You don't, you never got it. You never tried to get it. All you worried about was your hats and trying to climb a social ladder. Which actually, thinking about it that way, maybe there's a good reason for me to come see you after all.
Great. What you got? You gonna pay back?
Did you have any dealings with a Cressida Thorn?
Lady Thorn? Yeah, of course. I've had dealings with all the nobles in town. They all come here for their hats. They all need something fancy.
Okay. I don't know what I think you can do for me in this regard. If I needed, would you be able to make an introduction?
Wait.
Don't...
You've come here.
No, I've not come here for this. I just happen to think about it while I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, you want an introduction to Lady Thorn?
If I need it, would you be able to do it?
I can introduce you to anybody in town. Of course I can.
How bad are your financial problems?
He turns his head to the side, and things are fine. Your mom's picked up a few extra shifts. And like I said, I haven't been down to make things in a while. But we've got enough favors to pull in that things are going to be okay. Till I can get back up on my feet, that is.
You expect to get back up on your feet? Mom made it sound as if any moment you were going to keel over.
Yeah, well, that's one person's opinion, I guess. But I'm really just got a positive outlook on life these days. So I'm really just pushing that I'll be, and here, I'm going to get up right now. He starts scooting himself over to the edge of the bed and reaches, you pass me that? Pass me, pointing to the crutches.
Do it yourself.
No, fine, I got it. He scoots down to the end of the bed, grabs the crutches, and starts trying to stand up and like buckles under his own weight. He's down on one knee now. I'm getting better. This is better than it was last week.
I step forward and I help him up back onto the bed. Lie back down.
What'd you come for, Bizard?
I didn't come for this. I happen to be here and I don't know. I stopped by and saw Mom at the Cured Pig. Was surprised to see and hear how much she was working in your state. And honestly, I don't know why Mom stays with you. I've offered to have her come and stay with me in Ventersmith, and whatever happens to you, happens to you. I don't think she'll do it, and I don't understand why. The only thing, you cared so much for your status, the people you made hats for, and those relationships that you ignored the relationships in your own home. Did you provide for us? Yes, sure. I'll give you that. You provided for us. You made sure that we had food and house. But you weren't there in many ways. And I don't know if I can afford you the same grace of just not being there, but helping out financially. But if Mom doesn't go with me, well, you maybe already know that I've been sending her money. But I don't want her working anymore. And if it means having to give her money to help take care of you, I will do it for her. Do you have any medications I need to give you? I can...
No. I don't want to put you out. I'm fine.
No, you sound like you were coughing here. Let me get you a glass of water. And I grab a glass, go over to fill it up. And I'm just kind of like, trying to capture myself. I'm like at the counter with the water filling up, and I'm just kind of staring into the water as it fills the glass. And for a moment, I reach into my breast pocket, and I'm reaching for a handkerchief, but then I feel a small vial, and I stop and thumb the lid of it for a second, and just kind of mile long stare. Pull my hand out of my pocket, shake it off, turn the water off, and bring him the glass of water back. And I set it down. I say, one thing that you taught me that I am so, so grateful for, one thing that makes me semi-okay with you being my dad, is that you taught me the kind of person I don't want to be. So thank you so, so much. And I will pay you back. In fact, I don't want to owe you anything. And I pull out a cashier's check. And over the last 10 years, not having to pay taxes out in Ventersmith, I've managed to scrape and save aside 800 gold per year. Over 10 years is 8,000 gold, which is 4 years tuition at Barnhart's. I write it down and I say, I'm going to give this to Mom to take care of both of you. That is if she doesn't leave with me. And if she does, I hope you can call on those favors as you need and do what you need to take care of the rest of your life.
You done?
Are we done?
Yeah. You got everything off your chest that you need?
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to get off your chest with me? Anything you want to say that you never said?
Stares at you for a long, uncomfortable moment. I wish I would have called you out. Taking my money, going off to your wizard school. Maybe you would have came to make a hat. Maybe you would have done something valuable. I don't have anything to say, kid. I'll talk to your mother tonight. Sounds like she has a decision to make.
I would say so. Thank you. Odd as it is to say, I guess Mom was right. It was good that I came here. Because I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I don't need validation from you.
Good.
And I've realized that.
No, another thing I taught you then.
I just kind of like sigh and turn and walk out the door, hand in my breast pocket again, thumb in that vial. I walk downstairs, I pick up my pack, I take my key, I put it on the counter, I lock the door behind me. I'm going to go sit in a park and think back on what the divining teacher told me and try to piece together the parts of it.
We'll be right back. It's the middle.
I mean, nothing against making a golem for yourself, like a holiday golem.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's we're basically seeing like, what is that? Conjuration, transmutation, magic at work.
But you may as well
Prestidigitation, whatever.
you may as
Yeah.
well do it all so he can give you the hot frosty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's really what it comes down to.
What's the point of even
Yeah.
having a snowman come to life?
Welcome to the middle, everybody.
Oh shit, we started recording. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No,
already
we're well into
started.
it.
I was
Yeah.
too busy looking at all the pictures of Hot Frosty.
Yeah, no, that's the big movie that we're talking about this year is Hot Frosty, not a
Yep.
sponsor. We just talk about it because we love it so gosh darn much. Or maybe we will.
Or maybe we will.
2 of the 5 have seen it, 3 have not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's
fair.
only on
That's
Netflix, right? Okay, that makes
You
a
know
lot
what?
more sense.
Maybe better than Hot Frosty
Almost certainly. I
Tread
don't even know what
carefully,
you're going to
Russ.
say, but
Yeah.
is our Christmas special, which comes out next week.
Oh, that's
yay.
right.
Yeah,
Very
baby.
true.
folks, I can't even explain. Like, is it just us laughing
Yes, that is
with
the
no
entire
other
special.
words coming out?
think
I
it's
feel like it
pretty
might be.
wonderful.
Yeah. Of just like one-liner and then laughing, and followed by another zinger and then laughing. Yeah.
Perfect. Just the way we do.
It was a delight.
It was a great time.
Really,
It was
really
a
fun.
lot of fun to get to run, and it was everything I could never expect it to be.
I don't know
yeah.
how much I want to tell you. Like, we
Don't-
should
I think
tease it a
nothing.
little.
Don't say anything.
No,
I mean, you
don't-
already
okay.
gave a teaser with something you said a moment ago.
That's true.
You gotta really pay attention to words and then look back on things. But
Yeah, well,
Well, there's no
nobody
way
else-
people can hit rewind and listen
Nope.
again, so
No, especially
no
if it's
problem.
15
know
second
which
increments.
words Kyle's talking about. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anything.
But what we can tell you is we have a wonderful guest, Abdul Aziz, who's come to join us again to help us ring in the new year and holiday season. Nothing to do with the new year, but definitely to
I
do
really,
with the holiday
we all made a
season.
face. I was so thrown
Did
off.
we?
I was like, did I black out? We didn't do anything about the new year.
Yeah, in fact, the whole episode is a New Year's special. Yeah,
Gosh. Was I
we
there?
subvert your expectations by delivering a different holiday.
Yeah.
that's right. It's Easter. Who knew? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time, and we think you're really going to love it. So stay on this
Frosty.
channel.
Hot
Stay
Frosty.
frosty. Stay frosty.
Stay hot, frosty. You don't have to stay locked because it's a podcast. You know how those work.
Please check it out.
Yeah, please check it out.
Yeah.
Especially,
What else should people check out?
yeah, especially one person particularly
Yeah.
who we love this episode the most. We would
Like
like,
we-
it
The most.
specifically
Dedicated
if,
to them, maybe?
if they would come
I mean,
and
we
listen
could
to the
probably
Christmas
dedicate
special.
it to them.
Yep.
Like right now, they know who they are.
Yeah,
know
they
who
can
they
feel
are.
it in their hearts.
Yeah,
But we
Because
should
they hit that
probably
15
say it.
seconds back button that
That's
we were
right.
talking about a moment
That's
ago.
right.
So they're not here yet. So they'll catch up
They'll
in just
catch
a
up.
moment when everybody else is listening. But that person is Eric Valdez.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Eric.
Eric.
Eric,
Eric.
too cool of you. Thank you
You're
so much.
amazing.
Thanks so much for being here, Eric. And you, too, can have an episode dedicated to you if you join us on patreon.com/dumbdragoncast, where you can get a 7-day free trial, which is like the best deal you can get for 7 days.
Just mainline some of that bonus content while you're there.
There we go.
Why
That's
not?
right.
There's so much.
See how much you can get into your system in 7 solid days. I don't think you could do it all.
I don't think so.
Well,
I
see,
don't think
you're underestimating our
Yeah.
Patreon members.
You'd have
It's
to listen at a higher speed than one time. So you could do it and probably not sleep for at least a couple days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
do that. It would be quite bad for your health.
You have to have 2 going at one time. So you do like one season, then something else, and you have 2 different earbuds connected to 2 different
It's
devices.
stressing me out
Sounds
just
awful.
saying
Like,
that.
truly
There's a
awful.
reason you have like a hemispherical brain. It's so you can listen to 2 different versions of our podcast at the same time.
I see nothing going wrong
Not a
with this. So
doctor.
9
join
out of
us-
10 doctors would agree.
join us today at patreon.com/dumbdragoncast, where hopefully your brain won't explode. It's going to be a great time.
Or it
Hope to
will
see you
because
over
of
there.
how awesome what you're listening to is.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah, brought it back. Thanks, Kyle. Okay. That's it for now. We'll talk to you next week in the lovely, lovely holiday special, which I'm not telling you about. You can't make
Don't
me.
do it.
I was gonna.
Don't do it.
I was
Don't do
so
it,
close. Somebody cut the
Love
middle.
you, bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Somebody stop him.
We cut back to Vintersmith.
Where
Yeah.
happier things are happening.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Down at the docks, Dace is with you, Bonwyn and Alydin, and you're weaving through the reconstructed artisan district? Question mark. And you hear some commotion down at the end of the street. And I say commotion, you hear some music being played down at the end of the street. You make your way down there, and there's a crowd huddled around a man who's playing a lute, and you hear a stomp box going, and you kind of push your way through the crowd a little bit, and you see someone who, for the description that was given,
Which was very thorough.
which was very thorough.
Can I
at
see
least.
his feet? Are they hairy? Is he wearing a long, knit, colorful, stylish dress thing?
Does he have shortish hair with some gray on top?
Yes.
a patchy
yes, and
beard,
yes.
a cape?
Yep, he
I
does
mean,
have a cape. Yeah, the difference
okay.
between a cloak versus a cape, it does look more cape-ish.
Okay.
And yes,
Good, good,
open-toed sandals, looks like hairier feet. This, for what you've been described, should be the person. He finishes up his song that he's singing, which isn't the Banjo Man, and everybody claps and tosses a few coins into his hat and then disperse as he's counting out the silver and copper that have been tossed into his hat.
Dace, that's the guy.
That's him.
Yeah, the kids described him. So how do you want to play this? Like, I'm bad cop, you're good cop? Or should I go in like really tough and threatening? Or how do you normally do this?
Let's maybe introduce ourselves first. That's probably a good first step. Yeah.
It's not the way I've seen the police operate in this town, really,
Well,
usually, but okay.
We are working on ourselves and trying to be better, one person at a time. But in this moment, let's try and just be good, because
Okay.
if we're good, we might get more information out of him, good or bad.
You're right.
and-
You know what? Innocent until proven guilty. I don't know this guy. He could just have been singing a song.
Or he's still Cedric.
Let's ask a few questions first. Excuse me, sir, if you don't mind. Captain Dace of the City Guard here. Just have a few questions for you if you have a moment.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, there were some children here yesterday who came and saw one of your shows. Do you remember? Well, it would have been pretty large group of kids.
Yeah. I remember playing for a bunch of kids. They really liked the songs that I was singing. So
yeah.
played a few for them.
And there was one in particular that seemed to have stuck with them. Sorry, your name and where you came in from?
And where you're going next
My
and
name's
your social insurance
Lyriel.
number.
Lyriel. I travel around. In Kingston, down here, further down the river. No real home, just kind of wandering, singing my tunes.
Fair enough. Well, it's nice to meet you, Lyriel. Sorry.
I'm
one of those-
Bonwyn. I'm Bonwyn. I work with the Business
Oh, yeah.
Association down here. Really super nice to meet you.
Okay.
There was a
Alright.
specific song. It was about Banjo Man. Is that
Oh,
that's
yeah,
one of
yeah,
your
yeah.
that's one of your tunes?
Yeah, kids loved that one. They wanted me to play that a few times. They were singing it as they walked away.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, you want to hear it?
Is that an original, or did you write that?
Well, it's kind of I kind of rewrote it in my own way. Kind of just came to me a little bit. It's one of those songs where like when I don't know if you've written much music, but you write it and it comes so easily that you feel like maybe it's been there all along. So like, yes, I wrote it, but I don't feel like I did. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like it was just given to me out of the ether.
Yeah. Weirdly, I do. I design weapons, and sometimes when I think of something, it's just like, oh, this is it. And I can perfectly imagine how it will piece together, how I will weld it, how everything will work. And it's so easy.
Awesome. So you get it. But what's going on?
Have you been singing that for a long time?
I've been singing it. God, how long have I been singing it? I really don't know the answer to that question. One day, I think I started playing it, and I can't remember how long ago that was now.
So the Banjo Man isn't about a specific person. It's just
No, it is. It's about a bard that's been out there. His name's Calder Bramble. He used to go around the Verboten forest and search for inspiration. So yeah, it's kind of one of those like tales we hear about from other bards kind of filters through.
Right.
So maybe it was one of those kind of Inception things where like, we heard about Calder and something with an archfey and some banjo capabilities. Almost one of those like, tall tales. Make a deal with the devil to get good at music kind of thing.
Dace looks to Bonwyn and Alydin. Lyriel, is it archfey? What's an archfey?
From what I know, I know they're pretty powerful beings from the Fey realm. So I mean, they exist as far as I know.
Okay, great.
But yeah, so I guess it's possible that it's a real thing.
But not something you've heard about actively happening, just sort of like a folk tale that you've heard as you've traveled around.
Yeah. It's kind of that, like, the Archfey gave Calder this gift, and, it's those who listen too long are kind of like pulled into the Feywild. It's one of those storytelling tropes, kind of like, scare children a little bit, but also let them know, like, just behave.
Yeah, don't follow
don't mess around.
strangers.
Yeah.
It's probably a good lesson.
Yeah. The heart of the song is to help them. Why? What's going on? Why are y'all asking me these questions?
Well, one of the children went missing last night. One of the children who heard you sing the song.
Who heard you sing the song and then was singing it.
Sang the song a lot, as far as we understand.
They're singing a lot.
And then disappeared in the night from his bed.
I mean, I sing the song a lot, and I've never gone disappearing from my
Nobody
bed.
wants to kidnap big people.
That
Alydin
hurts.
has a point here. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, kid is right in the name, I guess. So
You don't sing the song for grown-ups? Where did you sing it last time?
Well, I mean, last time I sang it right here.
No, before you got to Wintersmith.
Well, kids are really easy to entertain. So, the last time I played it was probably at a playground a couple towns over, or, some of the other towns actually have a school and they let musicians come in. So, I was surprised that wasn't the case here.
You guys should ask them if they have any missing kids.
Of course. You don't remember the name of the town that you were in?
How convenient.
No, I go to a lot of towns. So,
Yeah.
but the last one I can think of is like Ronlet. It's like southwest of here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah, well, he looks to Bonwyn and Alydin. We can send a couple scouts over and see if they had any similar occurrences happening there after Lyriel. Not a person of interest. Yeah, are you planning on staying in town for very long?
I don't feel comfortable answering that question, officer.
All I'm saying is, we're trying to find this kid. Cedric is his name, and we're hoping that he's just playing hide and seek somewhere. Sometimes the kids do, but on the off chance he's not, we might have some more questions for you. So if you don't mind, we can put you up. We can put you up at the hotel. Make sure you're taken care of. Just if you have any other.
Bonwyn,
Okay,
show him the music note.
Yeah, I want to just ask you a couple more questions, if you don't mind. Have you ever seen anything like this before? And I pull out that etching I made of that symbol. You ever seen this? Anything like this before? You can kind of see, it was also, there's a little bit of charcoal kind of on here. It was like kind of burnt and scratched into the floor, and it was like a bit shimmery. It was pretty unsettling. And I just thought, I mean, you've been all over the place. Maybe you've seen something like this before. Oh, and also, have you ever seen this kind of leaf before? We don't have anything like this here.
Well, hold on. Let me see that etching. You said it was burned onto the floor. I sniffed the back of the paper. Your etching smells like cinnamon, so maybe that's something to go off. If you know anybody knows about magic, that's not normally what burnt things smell like, unless you're burning cinnamon, I guess. But, kind of seems weird to do that just to put an etching into the floor. As far as this leaf here, I don't know. What does that look like? Holly? I can't tell.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah. I'd say it looks like a winter plant. I don't know. But I don't know shit about nature, so, take that with a grain of salt.
I appreciate your honesty about that. I mean, honestly, I was hoping you'd just act real shady and suspicious, and we'd just think you snatched a kid, but you seem like a nice guy, so...
That's what they always say. It was a quiet, nice guy. Don't leave town.
Out.
Oh, yeah. As far as the hotel goes, it's not going to be like the sad one with, like, the divorced dads, is it?
Not anymore.
I tried to play there, and it was just depressing.
It's a sad state of affairs over there. Yeah, we'll put you up down the road. A little bed and breakfast.
Sure.
Hopefully just a night, but we'll make sure you're taken care of. If we have any questions in the morning, we'll come find you. Appreciate your help today.
And if you could, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to get in the way of like your artistic expression, but if you could not sing that specific song anymore right now.
Yeah, I
that would be great, because a bunch of the kids are naturally like pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
Because their friend's missing, and it just...
I think that can be arranged as he kicks his loot case with like a couple of jingling coins in it. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, we can make that work. Wink, wink.
Are you trying to shake us down?
No, you're asking me not to play one of my biggest hits?
You've already played for all the children in the town.
Dace tosses a couple silver into the hat.
Alydin's pissed.
Thank you for your time today. Puts a hand on Alydin's shoulder. We'll come find you if we have any other questions. I'm sure everyone is just going to enjoy everything that you have to play from here on out. Ushers Bonwyn and Alydin away.
Wow, I didn't know that a kid cost a free night in one of our bed and breakfasts and 2 silvers.
We're going to find Cedric.
We are, and I mean, he's kind of the Banjo Man expert as far as it goes.
He's the only one who has any information on what sounds like a folk tale.
Yeah.
The fate's not real, though, right?
It's in stories. It's all I've ever heard of it. Let's get the kids somewhere safe for tonight, and then continue our investigation.
Alydin, you want to have a giant sleepover at Everbane's?
Gotta put away the really pointy stuff, though.
Yeah, most of the sharp things are in my office, so they just maybe won't go in there, but we could make a bunch of food and it'd be fun.
Thanks, Bonwyn. I think that'd be nice.
Do you have enough room for them all?
Well, sure.
Great.
Yeah.
A lot of them
I
are
think
real
so.
small.
Okay. If you need help, let me know.
Well, if you want to come make food and hang out with a bunch of wild children, you're more than welcome to join us.
Sounds like a party. Dumbgeons and Dragons, Season 4, Episode 12, starring Amy Moore as Alydin, Carla Maxted as Bonwyn Everbane, Kyle Classett as Bizard the Wizard. You heard all of us, plus Tom Laird and Abdul Aziz as the singing, creepy children, and Russ Moore as your dungeon master. Dialogue editing by Carla Maxted and sound design by Russ Moore. This episode featured music from Epidemic Sound and Slipstream, and sound effects from Epidemic Sound, Boom Library, and Sound Ideas. Our amazing cover art and character designs are by Matt Garbutt. And a huge thank you to our supporting producers, Gabriel Lynch, Jessica Babiak, Kat Waterflame, Jacob Madden, Christian Brown, Ungar Onkirzen, Perry Mady, Old School Gamer D, Craig Zeiss, L.A. Branton, Barbara Sanderzyk, and Sarah Murphy. Dumbgeons and Dragons is a Patreon-supported podcast, and you can find us at patreon.com/dumbdragoncast, where you get an episode dedication, a whole bunch of exclusive content, access to exclusive community channels in our Discord, hangouts, and so much more. We can't wait to see you over there. Oh, and merch. Merch is over there, too. After 3 months, we'll send you some. Just like that.
And open the door.
We'll cut over to Vintersmith.
That's our hilarious cold open.
I was trying to find something, and I was like, nope, this is just a.
It's just
episode.
what it is.
I wanted to start making my way.
I can't. I do it
Charge.
every time. It's in my head always.
And it's said so frequently.
Yep.
Russ, is there any specific smell that would be coming from that etching?
Yes. Cinnamon. Sure.
Clove, nutmeg. Damn it. This is
I
how
like-
you conjure a pumpkin spice latte.
Yep.
It's basic bitches on the other
Basic
side. all right?
bitches. God damn it.
Dumbgeons and Dragons is a Dumb Dragons production.